Hello students, today I am going to explain about some more valencies of some more elements. Say the valencies of manganese, the valencies of chromium, the valencies of tin. Okay, these elements have multiple valencies. Let us first discuss about valencies of manganese. Manganese has valencies, say it has valencies of Mn2 plus and Mn3 plus, Mn2 plus and Mn3 plus. See that here. Okay, at the bottom you can see the valencies of manganese are Mn2 plus and Mn3 plus. Let us link some interesting story to remember these valencies. Here you are seeing a world map, a part of world map. Here you can find India here, China is here, this is African continent, this is Europe, etc. And a colored portion is also shown here. That colored portion is representing Mongol Empire in 1259. In 1259, Mongol Empire. Actually, Mongol Empire. Let us see that. Who are Mongols? Mongols were surprise for the world. Mongols were surprise for the world. Why surprise? Because they were actually tribals. They were actually tribals living in the Mongolia. See that. This is also another world map from Google Maps. You can see Mongolia is here. The bordered countries are China here. The upper country is Russia, etc. Mongolia is a small country, and many tribals were living there. And among the tribals, one leader emerged. His name was Genghis Khan. And actually, Mongols were not Muslims, but they were tribal people. But when Mongols conquered Muslim countries, when they defeated Muslim countries like Iran and Iraq, some of them converted to Islam, and so the word Khan belonging to Mongols entered into the names of Muslims. Actually, Khan is not a Muslim word, Islamic word. It is the word of Mongols. Some of the Mongols, when they conquered Iran and Iraq, converted into Muslims, and so the word Khan entered into the names of Muslims. Today actually Mongolia is following Buddhism, not Islam. Today the dominant religion in Mongolia is Buddhism. Okay, actually the Genghis Khan, because of his innovative tactics, war tactics, he expanded the empire very quickly, and by 1240 AD they reached borders of Europe also. And carried attacks on Romania, Serbia, Montenegro, etc. In Montenegro, the people of Montenegro carried guerrilla attacks on Mongols in the extensive mountain region of the country. So, unable to withstand those guerrilla attacks, Mongols withdrawn from Europe in 1250 AD. So, by 1250 AD, the Mongols have this much very large empire. And remember that in 1250 AD, still world didn't know about Americas, South America and North America, because America was not yet discovered by 1250s. Okay, by 1250 the whole world knew that only about Asia, Europe, Africa. So when you compare the extensive Mongolian empire with the known world of that time, you will see that the Mongolian empire is going to occupy two-thirds of the known world, because by the time of 1250, the people of the world understood that the world is only comprising Asia, Europe, Africa. Compared to sizes of Europe, Africa and Asia, the Mongolian empire is about two-thirds. Actually, really, Africa was not also completely known. Only some 25% of Africa was only known to the world at that time. Okay, not complete Africa was not known to the world. Therefore, the size of the empire, Mongolian empire, thought to be two-thirds of the known world. Two-thirds of the known world. By this understanding, you can say that manganese has valencies of 2 plus and 3 plus. 2 by 3. 2 by 3 means one numerator goes to one valency, the denominator goes to another valency. And actually the plus signs are there. Plus signs. The plus signs means the extending of the empire to that large extent was considered as positive sign. And hence we can say manganese valencies are 2 plus and 3 plus. I am again saying that you are comparing manganese is comparing with Mongolia, and Mongolian empire was 2/3 of the known world. So manganese valencies are 2 plus and 3 plus, and that Mongolian empire was extended very quickly to the largest extent possible because of new war techniques. But unfortunately, the Mongolian empire collapsed after 100 years. That is, by 1350, there was no Mongolian empire. Okay, that Mongolian empire destroyed many Muslim countries also. Very surprisingly. Okay, all those things you can learn in history. Anyway, I am linking that manganese with Mongolian empire of two-thirds of known world. So manganese has valencies 2 plus and 3 plus. Next, go to Croatia. See that Croatia is already discussed in the very first slide. I am again showing that Croatia is there in the Europe, just beside Italy. What is the special of Croatia? Actually, Croatia now at present World Football Tournament is going on. Almost only 40 countries selected for the tournament. Many countries failed to be selected. India also failed to be selected. But Croatia, even though it is a small country, it was selected several times for the world tournament. Even in the present world tournament also it is playing. Actually, first getting into the place of world football tournament is very difficult. Only 40 countries will be selected out of whole world. That is very great achievement. And next point is after entering into the tournament, reaching of semi-finals is even more difficult. But Croatia, even though it is a small country, it has reached semi-finals of world football tournament 3 times. 3 times it has reached semi-finals. It had reached 3 times semi-finals. Out of 3 times, it won 2 times. So Croatia, I am linking Croatia with Chromium. Croatia reached the world tournament 3 times, semi-final 3 times. Out of 3 times, it has won 2 times. So Chromium valencies are 2 plus and 3 plus. Okay, I think why positive sign? Reaching the semi-finals in the world football tournament is great and so positive sign. That is why it has given positive sign. Now you have learned about valencies of manganese and chromium. Manganese valencies are 2 plus and 3 plus because Mongolian empire is 2/3 of the known world. And chromium valencies are Cr2 plus and Cr3 plus because Croatia reached semi-finals 3 times, and out of 3 times it has won 2 times. That is why chromium valencies are 3 plus and 2 plus. Okay, next you see Cappadocia. The Cappadocia is there in Turkey. You see the Turkey is here, India is here, China is here. This is all Europe. This is Turkey. In the Turkey, a region is circled by blue line that corresponds to Cappadocia. Here Cappadocia is also shown here. Cappadocia is what is the special of Cappadocia is Cappadocia is full of mountains with a lot of caves. The Cappadocia is having so many mountainous region, and mountainous region is covered with many caves. Those caves were used as residential houses for thousands of years. And present day, those caves are used for tourism purposes, to attract tourists, and luxury hotels were there, and they are just now people are the Turkish people are using those caves to attract many tourists from all over the world. Okay, that is fine. And surprisingly, you will find another islands, the islands beside Argentina. See, beside Argentina there were some islands here. See that those islands are called Falkland Islands. Falkland Islands. These islands, even though they are just beside Argentina, these islands do not belong to Argentina, but they are belonging to UK, United Kingdom. United Kingdom occupied these islands and established their centers, etc. there. Okay, these Falklands also had so many mountains and with caves similar to Cappadocia. Similar to Cappadocia. Cappadocia. And so the caves like Cappadocia, the caves of Cappadocia or Cappadocian caves are there in Cappadocia as well as in Falklands. As well as in Falklands. Falkland Islands. Okay, there are what I want to say that Falkland Islands which have caves similar to Cappadocia. Since Cappadocia caves are there in Turkey and also in Falklands, that is at two places. I am saying that cadmium valency is 2 plus because I am linking cadmium with Cappadocia, and Cappadocia caves are there in Cappadocia region of Turkey and also in Falklands, that is at 2 places, and I am linking cadmium with Cappadocia, and so cadmium valency is just 2 plus. And the presence of caves led to a lot of tourism in these days, so it is positive sign. Actually the caves were used to build very luxurious homes with swimming pools, etc., hotels, etc., to attract tourists, and so it is a positive sign. Therefore cadmium valency is CD2 plus. Okay. And here now I am going to explain valency of tin. Valency of tin. Valency of tin is actually tin is called Stannum in Latin. Tin is called Stannum in Latin, and so the tin symbol is not Ti, but it is Sn. But symbol of tin is Sn, but not Ti, because tin is called Stannum in Latin. Stannum in Latin, and so the tin symbol is Sn. Anyway, Sn tin valencies are 2 plus and 4 plus. 2 plus and 4 plus. To understand the tin valencies, I am linking the story of Tintin in Tibet. Tintin in Tibet, a very popular comic book, very interesting one. Okay, I briefly explain about the story of Tintin. Okay, Tintin got a dream one day. One day he got a dream suddenly. In that dream, he found that his friend Chang was in the air accident, and the plane was crashed. Chang was helpless in mountains and was crying. That was the scene. In the dream of Tintin. So the next day, after waking from his deep sleep, Tintin found the news in the newspaper. That aeroplane really was crashed in the Himalayas near Kathmandu. Actually, in that plane, Chang was traveling. Okay, that information was delivered to Tintin by letter. So Chang, Tintin surprised that his dream was true. And Chang was alive, and Chang was crying in the mountains. So he decided to go to Himalayas, which are in the Kathmandu, that means in Nepal. So Tintin decided to go to Himalayas along with his friend Captain. So both Tintin and Captain went to Himalayas, and there they met an expert mountaineer called Sherpa. Expert mountaineer called Thackeray, who was actually Sherpa. So these three people, Tintin, Captain, and Sherpa, went to crash site. Okay, it is after many difficulties only they reached that crash site, because it was in the deep mountains. There they found only the aeroplane ruins only they found, but not Chang. But suddenly Tintin found that a towel was hanging on the top of the hill, and the towel was actually belonging to Chong. That was the idea of Tintin. So they reached the top of the hill, and from there, by snowfall, they entered. Because of snowfall, they entered a cave. In that cave, they found Chang was in the care of Yeti. Yeti was a chimpanzee-like monkey living in the Himalayas. When the camera, after seeing a flashlight of camera, okay, when captain was trying to take camera, a flashlight appeared. That by that flashlight, the Yeti ran away. So all the four, I mean Tintin, Captain, Thackeray, Chong, returned. So at first, here in this story, you will find that at first only Tintin and Captain, the two went to the Himalayas, but they returned as four: Tintin, Captain, Thackeray, Chong. All four returned. So actually, the risking the friend and helping the friend in almost impossible case is a positive sign. Okay, they went as two but returned as four. They went as two but returned as four. Therefore, the valencies of tin are 2 plus and 4 plus. But symbol is not Ti, but symbol is Sn, because tin is called in Latin as Stannum. Therefore, tin symbol is Sn, and valencies of tin are Sn2 plus and Sn4 plus. Okay, this is all about I want to say. I continue in the next video. Okay.